أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Hello, hi, Assalamu alaikum viewers. Hope you all are fine. May Allah Almighty bless you prosperity, health and wealth. Amin. Summa Amin. So viewers, today I would like to share with you The Weight of Silent Room, a deep emotional English story. The Weight of Silent Room. So now I start. The rain had been falling all afternoon, tapping softly against the window of a quiet, colorless room where where a 24-year-old girl named Alina sat motionless. Her chest rose and fell slowly as if even breathing felt like a task had not asked for. She was surrounded by silence, the kind of silence that feels alive, the kind that sits on your shoulders like an invisible weight. The room was tied, everything perfectly placed, untouched, unmoved, not because Alina was neat, but because she had stopped living long before she stopped moving. On the wall was a picture of a girl la- laughing, not only Alina today, but Alina from a world that no longer excited, a world she sometimes wondered if she had imagined. It had been 1 year since her life changed, 1 year since the incident, 1 year since she lost the only person who understood her heartbeat without hearing it. 1 year since she learned what it felt like for a soul to shudder so quietly that others did not even notice. Her younger brother Arham, only 16, had been the loudest, brightest person in the world. He had a laugh that could chase darkness from any corner. He had dreams too big for the town they lived in, and he had a heart too, too pure for the world that took him too early. The incident was not her fault. Everyone told her this, but guilt is not built from fact. It builds from if only she had walked with him that night. If only she had stopped him from going out. If only she had noticed how tired he was. If only she could turn it back time. These thoughts followed her like shadows with teeth. So now she sat in the silent room, the world outside moving forward, while her world remained frozen on the night of the incident. Alina's parents had grieved differently. Her mother cried quietly for months, then baked enough food to feed the entire street, trying to fill the emptiness inside. Her father, on the other hand, stopped talking altogether. He went to work, came home at without teasing anything, and slept facing the wall. But Alina, she did not cry after the first week. Instead, the, she folded her emotions neatly and placed them somewhere deep inside where no one could touch them, not even herself. Her presence tried to help her. Friends tried too, but every conversation felt like walking barefoot over broken glasses. People said things like this: "You have to be strong. He is in a better place. Time heals everything." But they did not realize something important. Alina did not want time to heal anything. Healing meant moving forward. Moving forward meant leaving her brother behind, and she was not ready to do that. So she stayed in the quiet room, staring at the empty chair where Arham once sat studying, laughing, complaining about school, dreaming about becoming a musician. Some nights she stared at that empty chair until her vision blurred. Some nights she spoke to it softly, pretending he was still there. And one cold evening, Alina found herself sitting on the floor with her back against the bed, hanging her knees, the weight inside her chest and grew heavier than anything she had cried before. She felt like her heart was sinking like she was falling inside herself. She did not cry. Crying required energy. She simply stared at nothing with eyes that had forgotten how to shine. Her father knocked once paused and then opened the door slightly. Alina, dinner is ready. She did not respond. He stamped inside, his voice shaking lightly. It's been a long time since we ate together. Still no answer. He looked around the room, then at her, really looked, and for the first time since the incident, he saw the truth in her eyes, not sadness, not grief, nothingness. You know, he said quietly, I lost my son that day, but I am losing my daughter slowly. Her eyes filled, but the tears did not fall. I did not know you are in this much pain. I want to see it because I did not know how to help. Elena swallowed hard. Just hearing the word pain made her chest itch. I am tired. She whispered, I am so tired, Baba. He nodded gently, his own eyes moist. I know, but you are not alone. We are all broken, just in different way. For the first time in mother's months, she leaned her head onto someone's shoulder, her father's, and for the first time in months, her father's cried, and in that moment, the silence inside her cracked just a little. After that night, Alina still struggled. Healing is not a strength line, and she knew that no, but the small crack in her silence had let a little air in, just enough to make breathing slightly easier. One morning, while searching through an older driver, she found Arham's notebook. His handwriting filled every page, mess funny, full of dreams. She flipped through it slowly, running her fingers over the world he had written. Tucked inside the last page was a letter addressed to her. She froze, hands trembling. She opened it. Alina, you always tell me to chase my dream, but you never chase yours. One day I went to see you happy doing the things you love. You think you are weak, but you are the strongest person I know. If tomorrow was my last day on earth, the only thing I would want is for you to live your life fully. Promise me one thing, do not stop living your life because of me, please. She read again and again and again. He tears her tears finally fell. Real saw etching tears, the kind that burn on their way down. This letter changed something inside her, not instantly, not magically, but deeply. One good morning, Alina put her sweater, wrapped a scarf around her neck, and stepped outside for the first time in months. The air felt sharp in her lung, but also fresh. I like a small reminder that she was still alive. She walked to the park where she used to take Arhams. She sat on the bench where he once ate ice cream and talking about music. She closed her eyes and I miss you, she whispered, but I am trying. I promise I am trying. A soft breeze brushed her face as if someone's had heard her. Healing was slow. Some days she felt strong enough to smile, some days she felt heavy again. Some nights she woke up crying, some mornings she did not want to get out of bed. But every time she wanted to give up, she read this letter again and again. Every time she silence tired to swallow her, she remembered her father's world. Every time she felt weak, the reminded herself that surviving is a kind of strength too. Depressions did not leave easily. I did not despair suddenly, but she stopped turning from it. She stopped heeding it. She learned to say, I am not okay today. She learned to talk to her mother again. She learned to sit with her father without being afraid of silence. Slowly she rebuilt the pieces of herself, not the same pieces, not in the same way, but enough to keep going. One evening, while cleaning Arham's room, Elena found his old glitter dust rested on the string like faded memories waiting to be touched. She picked it up gentle. Arham's had spent her touching her small child even though she never learned the properly, but today she placed her fingers on the strings and strummed softly. The sound was imperfect, but it was sound. I was live. It was live. She felt something's warm rise in her chest, something's she thought she had burned forever. Hope, not loud, not bright, but present. She closed her eyes, imagining Arham sitting beside her, laughing at her messy storming, telling her to try again, and she did again and again and again until the sound grew clearly more alive. In the moment, she realized something's important. She could carry him with her without carrying the pen. His memory did not have to break her. It could build her, guide her, strengthen her. She finally understood what the letter meant. So now the lesson of the story gives life breaks all of us at some point. Something's gentle, something violently, sometimes slowly, like a river cutting through a stone. But broken does not mean finished. Broken does not mean hopeless. Broken does not mean worthless. Being broken means you survived something that could have destroyed you completely. Elena learned that depression is not weakness, grief is not failure, and healing is not forgetting. Healing is choosing every single day to carry the weight differently. Some days the weight feels lighter, some days it feels heavier, but you keep walking anyway because life does not demand perfection, it only asks for effort. That is enough. You are enough. And that is the lesson Alina learned, a lesson she wished she had learned earlier. You do not heal by forgetting the people you lost, you heal by remembering them with love instead of pain. So now the ending. 1 year later, Alina placed her finished collector piece on Arham's gift, a soft, simple, beautiful melody she had worked on for months. She did not cry this time. Instead, she smiled gentle and whispered, I am leaving Arham just like you asked. The rain fell lightly, but she did not feel cold. For the first time in a very long time, she felt whole, not because her life was perfect, not because her pain had vanished, but because she finally understood healing is not the moment you pain disappears. Healing is the moment you pain no longer controls your life. And Alina walked home knowing she still had a long road behind, but also knowing that she could walk it one step, one breath, one day at a time. So viewers, if you like this story, so you can press the thumbs up button, and if you does not like this story, so you can press the thumbs down button, so that we know how many viewers in the world liking our story and how many viewers in the world does not liking our story. So if you have any suggestion, advice, anything else, your interesting feedback, your interesting idea, your interesting any thought, anything else, any question about that, any feedback about that, anything else about that, so you can write us on my YouTube channel. And viewers, if you have anything else about that, any question about it, so you can share with me all the time only on my YouTube channel. And viewers, here to writers from the city of country, so you are watching our videos, so we can give you a lot of love from the bottom of my heart for supporting and watching our videos. And viewers, you are watching our videos on the daily basis on my YouTube channel, the Cozy. And so click the channel, watch the videos, click the bell icon, press the subscribe button, and also press the thumbs up button. And please like, share, subscribe to our channel. Also share our videos with your family and friends plus neighbors. And thank you so much for watching this video, viewers. Hope so you are liking this video. So see you in next video. Stay creative, stay kind, stay inspiring, stay a beautiful reminder for your loved ones. So see you in next video. Okay, now take care of yourself. Okay, Allah Hafiz. Bye bye.